Hey guys, M4J3FFR135 here, and welcome back to Cities in Motion 2. And you might be looking at the screen right now thinking, hang on, nothing's moving. And that's okay, that's absolutely fine, don't panic. You may remember, I said to you guys, I started saying it last week and I've been saying it all through this week, that Friday's episodes will now be comments of the week. We will also be doing big builds during these episodes, but to start with we'll be doing comments of the week. So I'd like to start off as soon as possible, if that's alright with you guys, by reading out some of you guys' comments, because a lot of you guys have been giving me some really good feedback on the videos, which I'm always grateful of. It's nice to know that you guys are enjoying what you're watching, but also some of you guys have been giving me advice and tips and ideas for future episodes, and that's kind of where I want to take these comments of the week. So I read out what someone's written and then I actually act on what they've said. So if they give me an idea for something, then the episode will be based around that idea. First thing I'm going to do though is answer some of your questions and respond to some of your queries. So the first comment this week comes from Benjamin Williams, and he asks, where did I think of the City Auto name? To be honest, it's kind of a mishmash between two different ideas that I had. I was thinking of something like the Docklands Light Railway, which is totally automated. They do have, I think they're called train controllers or passenger communication coordinators or something. They got some real strange title. They're basically there just to open and shut the doors. The actual train driving is done fully automatically unless there's a system problem. So I wanted my City Auto network to be based on that principle. However, I wanted it to be, obviously I wanted the word auto in the name, but I didn't want it to just be auto something. So I started thinking about other ideas that I've had throughout the series, and I remember that we had, in fact we still do, we have a monorail line that runs north to south, and it's called City Connect. So I came up with the idea of City something, and then the automation side of it came in, and City Auto was the name that I decided to settle on. And it does actually sound, it rolls off the tongue quite nicely, and it does sound like something that would be in a real city. It sounds like the kind of thing you'd say to someone, I just want to catch the City Auto train. So that's where the name came from, and I'm pleased that I stuck with that name, because it's proven to be, I mean, it's the fastest growing network in this city right now, if not the biggest network in the city right now. So I'm pleased that I stuck with it. The next question is from Sydney Trains Facts and Trivia, and they ask, do I play on workshop maps? I tried. You might remember I did a few episodes on the CIMX map, and I enjoyed playing on the map. I think it's a very nice map, very well made map. The rule set that I had, which was given to me by somebody who I can't remember right now, they gave me some advice on one of the forums of the rule sets to use, and it was good. I did enjoy it. The only issue I had was juggling between recording this series and recording CIMX. And in the end, I found myself having to choose between one and the other, and I ended up choosing this one because this is the long-standing series. It's been around on my channel virtually since the start, and it was, even though I was enjoying CIMX, I found I was enjoying this series more, so I chose this series. And again, I'm glad I did that because, well, none of this stuff you'll be seeing in these last few episodes would have existed if it wasn't for the fact that I carried on with this series. So I think I made the right choice, but I do recommend downloading the CIMX map if you have the opportunity to. It is a very well made map, and it was a lot of fun to play. In terms of other workshop maps, the answer right now is probably no. I'm going to carry on working on this map until I feel that it's a good enough level. Add to the fact that Cities Skylines releases next week on the 10th. So a lot of my time will be focused on that series as well as this series, and it'll be a bit awkward for me to try and juggle 3 series of virtually the same game at the same time. So my time's going to be spent on this series and also Cities Skylines. So for now, the answer is no, I will not be playing on any workshop maps. So the next question / comment, let me just check on my list. I've got lots of people giving me advice. George De Silva, can you build a north to south metro? I can answer that question very simply. Yes, I have done. The City Shuttle line runs from the south of the city directly through to the MCH, which is on the North Island, and even beyond the MCH into that balloon loop that I built, which covers most of the North Island as well. So yes, I can build a north to south metro because I already have done. If you haven't seen that line, I haven't featured it in quite a long time, so that might be why. I think the last time it cropped up was about, I think it was about 20 episodes ago. I remember I rebuilt it as part of the City Express rebuild. I ended up rerouting the City Shuttle line. But it is there. It does exist. It runs from the very south of the island, very south of the city, sorry, not the island, very south of the city, right the way up, through the heart of the South Island, and up into the MCH. So yes, I do have a north to south metro. Melga5 says, "Hey Mark Jeffries, it's me. Hopefully you remember me from Twitch. I still watch your videos and I finally got on a YouTube account." I do remember you, Melga. I do remember you indeed. I remember your unique name, because I think I remember saying at the time how you put numbers in your name like I have. So yes, I do remember you. Welcome to the series. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am enjoying making it. I will be streaming again on Twitch soon, by the way. I keep saying that I will be, and then I never quite get around to it. But I promise you guys, I will be streaming again soon. That is on the agenda. Don't panic. Right. Who else do we have? Some of these comments aren't loading on my phone right now, which is quite frustrating. Official Fat Elephant, which is probably the best name that I've ever read on here. If not the best, definitely one of the best. That is a very, very funny name. Official Fat Elephant says, "Have you ever tried to build small compact roundabouts? I don't know if they work with games traffic systems, but it would be good to try." I agree with you, actually. I think roundabouts are a very, very good way of controlling traffic flow. It's something that I tried to incorporate at the end of the freeway in the north of the city. We had a one-way system, but the way it worked was it became a really elongated roundabout system. The only problem with it was in the four corners there were traffic lights because there was more than one road inputting into the junction. If it wasn't for that, then it would be a pure roundabout, and yes, it would definitely help with the traffic flow. I do have some other roundabouts. Piccadilly Circus is built round a roundabout, but again there's traffic lights which kind of interrupts the flow of cars. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Roundabouts are the way to go. Right, we're getting near the end of the list of comments now. Felix Train. Here we go. The penultimate comment is from Felix Train, and he says, "I think that your idea of having trams and metro running together on metro track is a good idea. Try having trams as the slow option and metro as the fast. Thanks for the great video as always." Yes, Felix, you are quite right. I tried to be a little bit clever with the design of the City Auto Express line, in that I wanted to try and make it so that the tramway was the fast option, and it would force people from the metro onto the tram. Unfortunately, because the tram itself is very, very slow compared to the metro, it wasn't working. It really wasn't working, and I mean, I don't know how many times I can say it. Really, it just wasn't working. So I converted the system into the large trams. I tried running them every hour. That wasn't really working. So I changed it to every 2 hours, and that still wasn't really working. And then, and we come to our final comment of the week. I had a lovely message here from Alex Ritchie. I won't read out the whole comment because it is quite long, but I will say, Alex, thank you very, very much for your comment. It definitely spurred me on. I was sort of debating whether to start recording an episode or not, and then you gave me this lovely, lovely comment, and straight away I sat down at my desktop and started working. So thank you very much for your comment. But the basic gist of what he was saying to start with was how he found my channel and my videos, and how he's enjoying the series, which I'm very, very grateful for. The bit that I'm interested in is this bit down at the bottom. If I may suggest a corny name for your tram-train network, what about the Helmet network? Helmet standing for Hybrid Elevated Metro. You might consider naming individual lines after various famous helmeted tribes, i.e. the Viking line, the Shogun line, and a couple of others. Thought you'd doubly appreciate this since the original name for the Victoria line was the Viking line. Well, Felix and Alex, Today's episode is for you. This episode is officially dedicated to the two of you guys for basically accidentally almost coming up with the perfect idea for my first ever Big Build Comment of the Week episode. So we're going to take that into account. We're going to swap around the Metro and the tram on the City Auto Express line, and we're going to create a brand new network via that called the Helmet Network. And the first line is going to be the Viking line, in tribute to both the Victoria line and also Alex's comment. And we might even end up renaming the trolley line, which I do mention later on in this episode, by the way, but I haven't fully decided whether or not that's going to happen yet or not. But in the meantime, let's get started on the big build. So here we are, guys. We have finished our big build for the day, and we are riding one of the first trains on the brand new Viking line, which, as you know by now, is the first line of our brand new network, which is the helmet network. Now, it might sound a little bit strange, helmet, as I've already said in this episode, but as Alex Ritchie has kindly pointed out for us, it is a fantastic name for a fantastic network. The hybrid elevated metro. When you say it like that, it sounds a hell of a lot better than helmet, but everything has to have an abbreviation, and that's what this one abbreviates to. So this is the Viking line. I'm very, very pleased with the outcome. I think the passenger numbers will speak for themselves over time. Doesn't look too popular at this very second, but as the trolley line starts to be integrated in as well, then it will start coming back. I am tempted to rename the trolley line, another one of the suggestions that Alex has given us. They include, where are we? The Shogun line, is it Icony or Icony? And the Spartan line. Basically any form of combat where they wear helmets will be a really cool one to have. So yeah, I think the trolley line will probably get renamed between today's episode and Monday's episode. I might be sounding a little bit confused right now with what I'm talking about, and that is purely because I'm actually filming this episode out of sequence. Might as well be honest with you guys, I'm filming this bit of the episode first. Obviously I've done the big build first, I'm filming this bit second, but I'm filming this before I'm answering the question, so I haven't fully decided on what I'm going to say for comments of the week yet. So if I repeat myself, I do apologise, but that is the reason why at least, so at least you'll know that. But yeah, this is looking really good. We got passengers on the trolley line. We had passengers on the Viking line, they've now disembarked, but hopefully over the next few stops we'll start picking up again. So we're just going to watch this train on its journey. We got it in super fast forward, just so that we don't spend too long on this. I like this junction here. I like the way we got the single board tunnels going into the stations. I think that's quite clever. And I like the way that it now integrates with the metro tracks above as well. Bit of a steep slope going back down towards the city centre. But let's just say our trains have regenerative braking, and that makes up for it. So we're on the metro track now. Probably have an actual metro train go past us in a minute as there it goes, as the trolley line starts up again. But here we are, passengers. We're actually getting passengers on the Viking line. It's really, really exciting. The metro itself is always going to be popular because it's the fastest route. What I actually did, I was trying to be clever by making the City Auto Express go through the middle. And that was so that we can get the paths in and out a lot easier. I didn't really think about linking it up the way that I have done now. But what's going to happen now, as we see just how many people are waiting here, every single hub station, people are going to get off this tram and they're going to get onto the metro because it's the quickest way to get around. So that takes care of itself quite nicely. The good thing about this now is these intermediate stops, people have to use the tram, and that raises the popularity of the tram, but without affecting the metro, because like I said, everyone gets off the tram to get on the metro. Let's see how many of these 90 people get off here. Virtually all of them. The 31 people we pick up, that's fine, but virtually every single person that was on this tram got off, and they're going to scoot down the little pathway into the metro shelter and onto the metro. Either that or they're going to get on a bus. Either way, they disembarked from the tram. And this is a really, really popular, successful plan and strategy. And this is kind of what I wanted to do anyway. As soon as I saw what these trains looked like, I wanted to incorporate them into this part of the network. The only thing I was missing was an ideology and a name. And thanks to Alex, we got the name, and the ideology came from the name, if that makes sense. Literally, the whole thing started to make more sense to me once we had the name, because I could start planning little things out and deciding which was going to go where. And I guess that's just the way I operate. So this train is doing really, really well. I'm really, really pleased with this, actually. I'm more surprised, if anything, with how popular this tram is being so far. I knew it was going to be popular. I didn't think it was going to be 120 people waiting at a stop popular. The timetable was originally adjusted so that a tram ran every 2 hours. That's now been readjusted so that a tram runs every hour. We might have to adjust it again so that a tram runs every half an hour. Because this is incredible, the number of people waiting for these trams right now. Just astonishingly popular and successful. And I am very, very pleased. We haven't even seen the impact that it's had down at the other end of the line yet, where the other metro hub is. That could be even more popular. And if this prototype proves successful, then the other metro lines in the city, the other loop lines that are 4-track, will start getting the same treatment. So all of these 4-track metro lines, I think the Shamrock line, the Jade line, the Emerald line, and the... I can't remember the name of the fourth one. What's the name of the fourth one? I really should remember the name of my own metro line, shouldn't I? Emerald, Jade, Apple, that's the one. So Emerald, Jade, Apple and Shamrock, they will all be converted into this format, and will have the helmet names carried over as well. And I can see that being the case, because this is looking very, very successful indeed. Just people pouring on and off the tram every time it stops. And as you can see by the metro trains, they're still running nearly at usual capacity, which is also good news. The trams are impacting the metro in that some of the metro trains have to stop to let people cross the track. That is to be expected. That's part and parcel of the network. Hopefully it won't be too much, and it's only really on one side only of the station. The other side I think will tend to be okay. I'm gushing. I'm really, really happy with how well this is gone. Much better than I thought. Much better. I'm so glad that I came up with this idea, and I'm very, very grateful to Alex for coming up with the name for the idea. That's what I mean about you guys naming parts of my city. If it wasn't for you, I would be so stuck on names right now. And now we've got some really good names like Pimlico Island, we've got Piccadilly Circus, Birch Grove, Cypress Creek. They're all named. Some of them have been named by me, that's fine, but a lot of them have been named by you, and the idea for the names that I've come up with have come from suggestions that you guys have given. And even some of the networks. This whole network here exists because someone put a comment on a video saying, why don't you run trams on metro tracks? And here we are, running trams on metro tracks and getting a very, very big profit from it. And this is definitely encouraging me to get rid of some of these smaller metro lines and replacing them. We'll have to run a hell of a lot more trams at a hell of a lot more regular times, but that's easily doable. One of these trams running every half an hour, it will never come above ground, apart from to go to the depot, so there's no risk of it running into traffic problems. If trams start queuing up behind themselves, that's fine, because we'll probably need that for the capacity anyway. And yeah, it'll just be a really, really cool idea. You see now we're approaching the end of the line. We've still got 37 people on board, which is just incredible. I'm really, really, really pleased with that. We'll see how many people are waiting at this stop. Quite a few by the look of it. Quite a few. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how many people get on and off this stop, and then I'm going to start rounding up this episode. So, how many have we got? 42. That's a good number. I'm pleased with that. Here we are. Going to stop, let the people off, let the people on, and I'm going to start wrapping up. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching today's episode. I hope you like the idea of comments of the week. It'll be a very, very weekly thing, don't worry. Every single Friday we'll start with comments of the week. So don't be afraid to put your comments. Any comments you put on today's episode will be included in next week's comment of the week. So don't think that I'll forget you because you commented on a Friday, because that will easily be carried over. Mondays and Wednesdays obviously will be repeated on the next Friday coming along. Where am I going with this? Yes, end of episode. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed watching. It means I know you enjoyed it, and it means I can produce more content just like this for you guys. And until next time, I will see you soon.